Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Luna and welcome. In today's video I'm going to talk about the books I've read in August. A little bit late, maybe, I know, but we're still here. So let's get right into it. I read a total of 6 books in the month of August, which are quite a lot. It's quite average, I think, now for me to read that amount of books. So yeah. Let's get into it. The first book I read is a book I read on my Kobo. It's a book I got as an ARC and Advanced Reader's copy, and it's called The First Time by Nicole Baker. I will put it here on the screen so you can see how the cover looks like. So this story follows, I forgot the name, sorry, I'm very bad at remembering names. The story follows Lila, and she is a restaurant owner. She's really passionate about her job, but she really needs a vacation. So she's going on vacation with her best friend, but her best friend can't come on vacation with her because she's sick, because she's like pregnant. So a little bit difficult to go on vacation then if you're not feeling well. So her brother sends his best friend to go on vacation with her, with Lila. So yeah, it's a little bit awkward because they used to date, but they broke up, and not in a nice kind of way. So it's a little bit awkward. So they're going on vacation together. It's like a second chance, enemies still lovers. I really love the story. It's really easy to read. It is a spicy book, so take that in mind if you are looking for a new book to read. If you don't really like that, I wouldn't recommend this book because there's quite a lot of spice in this book. But yeah, I gave this book 4.75 stars. I really loved the story and the characters and how it was written overall. So I really recommend reading this book. I think you can buy it on Amazon. I'm not sure, I got it as an ARC, but I will put it on screen where you can buy it if you want to read it. Then the next book you already saw on my channel is The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Boston. I read this book for a video of mine. The books where I read favorite books of booktubers, I think. I read this video, this book. If you haven't watched the video yet, go watch it now because I really like doing that. So this book follows Clementine, and she works as a journalist, a publicist. And she meets, it's like magical realism, so she goes back in time at her aunt's apartment who recently passed away. And it's like it's a very special apartment because it goes in the past, but once you step out of the apartment you go back to the real life, you know. So it follows Clementine, and there's a lot going on, and all of a sudden when she goes into her apartment there's a guy cooking in her apartment. It's like, what is this? What is all going on? So yeah, but like the thing is, there is something about this dude. It's not just any dude, you know? There's more to it. So yeah, I really loved reading it. I also annotated a little bit, if you can see, I don't know. It reads very quickly. I'm definitely going to read more books by this author because I really loved it. It's also very easily written, and the writing is just it's so good. It's so different than other things I've read before. So yeah, and yeah, also a very cute cover. I give this book 5 stars. I really love the book. I really love the characters in it. Also the whole story with the magical realism. I really like that too. It's something I haven't read before, so it's really nice to read something that's more different from the books I normally read. So definitely recommend reading this book if you have it already. Then the next book I picked up this month is How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. If I'm not, I'm very sorry. So this book I started it on vacation while we were going back home on the drive back, and I was really getting into the story, but at a certain point I was a little bit getting bored. I was like, I just wanted it to be over, you know. So this book follows Helen and her She's a best-selling author, but she just can't write another. She's a best-selling author, but she can't write her own happy ever after. It says on the back. And there is this guy, Grant Shepard, and he's a screenwriter, and he is working on adapting the book Helen wrote into a movie, but the two of them have a difficult past. I'm going to see if it's on the back what happened. No, I don't think. No. So there's a difficult past for them. It's not that easy to... I'm not going to say anything because it might spoil anything, and I don't want it to be spoiled. Because that's kind of like, whoa, damn, that's something very intense to happen. So yeah, but the first part I was really into the story and I was really liking it, and also the characters, but at some point I got a little bit bored. I felt like I was a little bit dragging out too much, in my opinion. I don't know if that's just me, because I did see some various reviews of this book. So yeah, but I really liked it. It is a quick read though. I think if I would have read it in one sitting maybe, or a little bit quicker, I would have maybe liked it more. But just at some point I was a little bit bored and I was like, nah, it's not for me. I give this book 3.5 stars. I liked it overall, but just I would recommend it, but not reread it or something. Then the next book I read is Powerful by Lauren Roberts. It's a novella after Powerless, and it comes before Reckless. I read this in like 2 days. It's a very easy read. You also can tandem read it with Powerless, I've heard, and I think if I would have done that, I think this book would have hit even harder. So this book follows Adina, the friend of Peyton, and it switches between Adina, her POV, and the guy. I don't know how I need to say his name. Makota. So yeah, they meet, and it's like it's the same timeline as Powerless, but in Adina, her perspective. I really love Adina. She's just so amazing. She seems like such a good friend. So yeah, I really love this book, and I think if I would ever reread Powerless, I would definitely then read it with Powerful. So yeah, really recommend reading this. Obviously, if you've read Powerless. I give this book 5 stars, which is quite a lot for a novella, but I really loved the story. I was really sucked into it. So yeah, 5 stars book for me. Then the next book I read is a book that is in Dutch. I normally read only books written in English, but I was eyeing this book for a while, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to buy it and start reading it because I want something different. And that book is Indigo by Roxane Wellens. Indigo follows a woman in her late 20s, I think, and she discovers she has autism and ADHD, which is she sees her life in a different perspective, and she has to learn to deal with it. It's a long story of her self-development and how she sees herself and how she wants others to see her. There's also a little bit of romance involved in it. I really loved how it was written. It was very easy to read. I was a little bit scared at first because I've only read English books for a while, so I was like, maybe is it going to be a little bit difficult to get into, but it was really easy. I read this book in like 2 days also, I think 2 or 3 days. So yeah, I really loved it. It was really nice to see a book that represents autism and ADHD. I've never really read books like that before, and I know someone who also has it, and she also said she can see herself in it, and I think that's really good if people who have autism or ADHD or things like that, and it's presented in a book and it's also presenting well, the representation is well done, that's even more good and adds a little bit more to the story, in my opinion. So yeah, I really love this book. If you are from the Netherlands, from Belgium, I really recommend reading it. I don't think it's translated yet, but maybe if it will be translated someday, I really recommend looking this book up because I really loved it. And also, this cover is so beautiful. I also got a signed copy. I'm really glad I did because it's so cool. So cool. I gave this book 4.5 stars. So yeah. Then the last book. The last book I read is Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I don't have the physical copy, sadly. I really want it, but I'm just looking for a certain physical copy. You will see the picture here, but I just can't find it here in the bookstores, which is really annoying, but I'm determined to find it. I read this book for a video that will be coming out later. I don't know yet when. Still have to read some books for it, but I'm still going to talk about it. I will give my rating, but definitely go watch the video if it comes out. So yeah, Firefly Lane follows two best friends, Kate and Tully, and they live across the street from each other, and they meet, and there evolves a friendship, and you see them growing through different decades. And in each decade there is something that's happening from themselves and in their friendship. So it's really a beautiful story, and it's really beautifully written. I ate this book up. It was so good. I didn't know what was coming. I knew it was going to be emotional because I saw a lot of other booktubers like Sarah Caroli, I think, and Destiny read this book and also be very emotional. So I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when, and I didn't know why. So when it came to that, I was like, she ripped my heart out, Kristen Hanna, and I'm definitely going to read more books of her because her writing is so beautiful. I marked a lot of the lines in the book. So yeah, it was really beautiful, and I think I will definitely reread this at some point. I saw Rachel talking about it, and I was really like, yeah, that's so true, because it follows them as friends in different decades, but you see them evolve as persons as well on their own. And I think if I read it maybe when I'm older, I'm like in the 30s, 40s, it will be even more different for me. So yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but Rachel Catherine said something about it in, I think, in one of her latest videos. So if you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really love this book, and I'm definitely going to read other books by her because I was just shocked by how obsessed I am with this book. I'm still thinking about it to this day. So I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. Obviously, it's one of my new favorite books, I think, of the year because I really loved reading it. So yeah. That was it for today's video. That were all the 6 books I read in the month of August. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, definitely leave a like and maybe subscribe, and maybe I'll see you soon. If you've come this far to the video, leave down a balloon emoji in the comments. And let me know what your favorite book was of the month of August. Bye!